So it's December, and it's cold. It's cupping season, and everybody's booed up and snuggled up and hugged up except me. I don't have a boo. I want a boo. Where is my boo? So I spent a couple of weeks talking to Teresa, the concierge in my office building, about my boo-less situation. And she is really cool. She's a great girl. We laugh and joke a lot, but it's not really in her job description to help me find a boo. That said, Teresa is this bohemian, earth mother, read the tea leaves kind of person. So at the point that I assume she gets just tired of hearing me talk about this boo-less thing, she decides to offer me some advice. Tanya, to get the love that you want, you have to write down all the things that you need in a mate. At midnight on December 31st, burn this note, chant over it, put it out into the world, and love will come to you. Now, I'm side-eyeing Teresa because what is this now with this note and burning up something and what is, However, what I've been doing hasn't netted me a boo, so I do take some copious notes about what to do to burn it and to chanting. Okay. It's New Year's Eve. I'm at home watching television with my two fat cats, Cashmere and Corduroy. It's New Year's Eve, and I'm at home watching TV with my two cats. So I think y'all probably should go ahead and gin this list up and go in here and burn it and chat. I go ahead and write down the things that I want. Someone who's smart and kind and giving and loving and into all kinds of music, and who is really funny, but mostly someone who gets the quirky, crazy Tanya babe. I run into my laundry room and stand over my utility sink because while I am crazy enough to burn a letter for love, I'm not trying to burn my house down at the same time. And I set it aflame and I chant, shalagoom, shala, shala, shala. I put it out into the world. Viola, maybe this time I'll be lucky. I go back to my sofa and the two fat cats, and I watch Love Actually, which I happen to love. And I decide, okay, I burned the letter, but I probably need to put some work in on my end too. So I joined Match.com. Over the next 2 or 3 weeks, I meet 3 guys, Vincent, Sam, and Jamal. Now, Vincent is a DJ. Music, hey, check. He's also helping to raise his nephew, which I think says a lot about his character. Loving, giving, check, check. So he's a contender for Mr. Ballard. Then there's Sam, who's an academic, but he lives in New York City. However, we meet betwixt and between in Philadelphia, and we have this really great date. So I add him to the list of contenders because he seems to get my humor. Then there's Jamal, who's a music teacher and a musician. Now, at the time, I'm developing a jazz vocal cabaret act, and I think, ooh, he can help me get into the scene and meet all the people, yeah. So we have a couple of conversations, and he seems to get my jokes, and I get his jokes, and in one of the conversations, he says, yeah, you know, on Sunday night, sometimes I sit in with some friends at Bossa, and Adams Morgan, and you should come out and hear me play this Sunday. So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, because maybe I can get on the mic and do something. All right, yeah, I'm coming, I'll be there. So I drive my little car, my little convertible down to Adams Morgan, and I park it, and I go into Bossa. It is raining this night. It's like the sky has opened up, and it's sprung a leak over DC. I go into Bossa, and I sit and sit and sit and sit. And then I call my girlfriend because I think I've just been stood up. And so while I'm chatting with her, I notice that a guy comes in who looks like what I think Jamal looks like, except he looks a little bit better. And I just put the phone down and hang up on her in mid-sentence. He's drenched. He is drenched. He comes in, I'm like, hi, are you Jamal? He's like, yeah, hey, Tanya. Sure. So he sits down and he's flustered, and I can tell he's frustrated, and he is just water is running off him. He looks into his bag, he pulls out his amp for his flute, and he fiddles with it, and finally he's like, you know, I don't think I'll be able to play tonight. It looks like my amp has shorted out. I had to walk so far in the rain, I couldn't find parking nearby. Well, there was this one parking space where this car had taken up 2 spaces. You know, one of those Nissan 350Zs. And I say, what color was that car? He says, I think it was orange. Did I tell y'all that at the time I was driving a Nissan 350Z that was orange? So yeah, I'm that asshole that took up the 2 spots with the car. Needless to say, he's not happy with me, but he needs to dry off. And he's too polite to leave me in this club by myself. He's telling me about his family, and he grew up in the area, and his older brother and nieces and nephews. And then he starts to tell me about his sister, who is this earth mother, bohemian, let's read the tea leaves sort of person. And she works as a concierge in an office building in downtown DC. I asked him, what's your sister's name? Teresa. Say what now? Yeah, her name is Teresa. Do you know her? Yeah, I know Teresa, okay. Yes, Teresa is the same concierge who told me to write the list, burn it, chant over it at midnight on December 31st, and love would come to me. The mood changes entirely because while we are strangers, it's not as strange anymore because we have this connection through his odd-ish sister. And we spend the night, we don't spend the night, we spend a couple of hours, my mother will watch this, we spend a couple of hours talking about Mozart's politics. And I go home and I write in my blog, I met the musician tonight. Wow. A year and 9 months later, Jamal and I perform a duet for the guests at our wedding reception. I found my boo. So it's December, it's cold, and it's cupping season, y'all. If you don't have a boo, what you should do is write the list, burn it at midnight on December 31st, chant over it, put it out there in the world, and your love may come.